Hello, my name is TherapyBacon. I do not know what I am doing, but I am doing something. Join me as I talk to wacky, silly, and yet I dare say meaningful conversations. I am not a licensed therapist, nor do I claim to be one. However, I will try my best to talk and to listen and to discuss whatever you guys would like. Available on Spotify and YouTube. Thank you and enjoy the shenanigans. Hello,
Yeah.
Lily. What would you like to talk about today?
Well, there's a lot to talk about. I think I first want to go on the subject of bullying. Yeah,
Bullying,
like
bullying.
that's a very important subject that we should all learn about.
Lily, I gotta ask you, two questions first. One,
Yeah.
how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I am 14.
And, again, if you don't mind me asking, have you been a subject to bullying yourself?
Yes, I have been.
Hmm. Okay, let's delve into that.
All right,
First,
all right.
so for bullying, when did you experience your first lick of bullying?
Oh, that's easy to say. Back in kindergarten, I knew this girl. Well, she used to, yeah, she was really mean to me. She stole my toys. Moving into second grade, I knew this girl, her name was Chloe. Um, she was pretty mean to me. She laughed about me to her friends.
Mhm.
Um, and I was a pretty smart student, so what she and her friends used to do is that they would call me a nerd. I mean, this really bothered me because I used to be so sensitive. I mean, till this day, I kind of am sensitive, but yeah, so basically, she used to make fun of me to her friends about how I was a nerd. She, like, and it was just me, like nobody else. Like, she would talk bad about me. And, I don't know the rest. Like, I don't know why she chose me. I was never rude to her, but yeah, and the rest goes on. But yeah, that's the earliest bully I know.
Okay. So this started in kindergarten. Basically, as soon as you entered school where you were in an environment with other people. Hmm. Hmm. And I gotta ask, how has, because, well, the older generation would say that bullying would toughen up a person, and it's necessary.
Yeah,
The newer generation would say it's an awful thing that should not be experienced. Um,
yeah,
you are 14, so you are relatively young. How would you
yeah.
say bullying has shaped you as a person?
Well, it's made me. Oh, it's pretty. Well, that's a good question. Over the years, over getting bullied, I've become very insecure of myself. Not only when I look in a mirror, but like how I talk. Like every time I think of myself, for example, like I always think I'm never enough. Like this bullying has shaped my mind in a bad mental state. Like it has driven me, to have a perspective that I might be the bad person. I might be the person that nobody likes. Like now I overthink a lot. Always overwhelmed. I'm always looking back. Like I always feel like somebody is thinking wrong of me. It's I have anxiety. Like it's a everyday problem I have to go through because of the bullying I had to go through.
I totally get what you mean. Let me go a little bit into how I experienced bullying and how it affected me
Yeah,
really quick.
yeah.
So,
Please do.
so I would say
Hmm.
I can't really exactly remember from fifth grade and down. No, I actually can't. Um, when I was around third, fourth, fifth, I had this bully. His name was Edgar, and he would steal my Lego Ninjago. I remember a specific event that still sticks with me to this day, where I went into the bathroom to go pee pee,
and I had Lego Ninjago's at the time, and he went in there and he stole it from me, pushed me up against the wall, called me fat, and walked away. And I was such a subject to bullying in my school because I was on the pungier side. Um,
Yeah.
so that kind of transferred over into middle school. Sixth, seventh grade, I was bullied by the same kids walking home every single day. I walked about a mile to get home, and they lived on the same block as me, and they would bully me every day.
Yeah.
Around
And
midway through seventh grade, something just woke up inside me, and I said, "Enough is enough." I They lived on the exact same block as me, so I chased them down. I grabbed one of
oh,
them and I threw them down on the ground, and I quite literally beat him up without any remorse. Um,
oh myself, yeah.
yeah, and while I get that is bad, I think he genuinely deserved it. And from that day
Yeah.
on, he never bullied me again. Throughout all of the rest of seventh grade and eighth grade, he never talked to me. Literally stayed like a good chunk distance away from me when walking home, and it solved my problems. Now, I am not saying fighting your bully is the answer, but
Yeah.
as a I wouldn't say older or younger generation, I would say in between. I would say that is possible solution, right? I think you should definitely stick up for yourself, for sure, to your
Thank you.
bullies. I think it is definitely important to stick up for yourself, and that is something that you just I understand
Yeah.
that not many people have that person in their family or friend to tell them that, but it is very important to just say, you know what, enough is enough. Tell your bully what's up. If he escalates it, tell somebody, an adult, that can genuinely help you, because there is help out there. And I know a lot of people are afraid to ask for help because
Yeah.
some people see it as
Yeah.
a sign of weakness. Some people
Mm-hmm.
just genuinely don't like to ask for help because they'd never ask for help, which I understand, but it is perfectly okay to ask somebody for help. Um,
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Cause like I always thought that if I told somebody, like anybody, like a teacher, a friend, my mom or dad, etc., like I thought it would make things worse. And also the bullies I had, they said that if I snitched on them or tattletaled, whatever,
mhm.
like they would like do something really bad to me. So that always stuck to my head. So it was kind of like a reminder not to say anything. So yeah.
Right. Going back to how everything that they said made you feel insecure, blah blah blah. Um,
Yeah.
I believe so. Psychology says that whatever you are told from day to day, um, especially bullying, say a bully says to you every single day, you're a loser, you're fat, you're whatever, right? Um,
Yeah.
Hearing that every single day will eventually convince your Brian, I like to call my brain Brian, it will
Mhm.
convince your Brian that you are those things, which evidently you're not.
Yeah.
But hearing it every single day will eventually stick to you. Unfortunately, that's how just humans are. Um,
Yeah.
it's important to realize that those are not true. A lot of bullies like to project what they lived through. A lot of bullies are, um, they're either insecure themselves, so they like to project their
Yeah.
own feelings on others. They like to project. Sometimes the bully can be the victim. Maybe they're harassed or beat at home, and they like to project the feelings
Yeah.
or what they've been taught their whole life to beat or to do whatever there it is to other people. Not
Yeah, like
saying,
I understand
uh-huh.
what you mean. I I actually seen this. Like I actually had this one bully in my camp,
Hmm.
And one day she was walking outside with her mom, and her mom got like really mad because her mom had like anger issues, and and hit her in the face with a bag, like a bag like full of groceries, like bang, like right onto her on her
Hmm.
face. And that experience was very like it was very, how do I say, like I was scared, for her, that bully, because even though she bullied me, I felt I felt so bad. And the next day I actually talked to her, and she tried to dismiss me and like say everything's fine, and that like, oh, I don't have a mom or dad, so I don't know anything. And like she tried to brush it off, but like I didn't believe her. Like her mom, I've seen her mom before, not a good mom. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it's a tricky subject to get into because coming from personally a loving family, no matter what,
Yeah,
they'll always be there for me. Somebody
me
might
too.
not have had that, and they might, obviously, like I said before, philosophy would say, whatever you see or experience on a day-to-day basis, you will eventually follow that. And, if you are unfortunately a subject to beatings or to being yelled at, you will learn from that and project that to other people because that is what you know. That is, yeah, that's what you know. And it's very hard to change the, I guess, pattern of how your brain thinks because you need to reciprocate or change the day-to-day pattern of how you think, which, you know
Yeah,
like how I said, I get how my bullies, um they made fun of me every day. I never knew the full story, but maybe my bullies, maybe their parents made fun of them every day, so they wanted to project that to somebody else. I never knew that. But
yeah,
um it is definitely important to stand up to your bullies, tell them what they're doing is wrong, and hopefully they will eventually learn from that. Or sometimes people are just dicks, not gonna lie. Sometimes people are just assholes, and
yeah.
it's okay to just give them a little wake up call because,
I know this
yeah,
one kid in my class. He's like the class clown. Like, I'm not saying it's bad to be the class clown. I mean, I love cracking jokes sometimes,
right.
but like basically, I know this kid, one of my friends. He
Hmm.
has a problem where he can't stop stuttering. And
Hmm.
one time he was reading in front of the whole class, and then the kid named Brent, who's the
Right.
class clown, and the bully, yeah, kind of like a bully, was laughing. All his friends were giggling, and then he like imitated my friend who was stuttering and said the dog, and then he started like laughing, and I felt so bad for my friend. Like these guys are just like really rude. Their lives are sweet. Now I'm not gonna say like they have like perfect lives. I'm not saying that they don't go through anything, but they live pretty nice. I've seen where they live. I mean, like Brent's parents, the bully I'm talking about, are the
Hmm.
sweetest, but for some strange reason, Brent is just like really mean. But I don't want to get into the topic though, because yeah, like making fun of people for stuttering, like that's not a cool move. No matter what you go through,
I
like that's
think
not a cool move.
that's definitely not cool, and it's definitely wrong. Going to Brent, you said Brent has like he's wealthy, right?
Not wealthy, but he lives good, and his parents are good too.
So it's like a lot of parents don't realize that. Like, I understand. Okay, so right now in 2025, a lot of parents that immigrated here and were just raising here at the time, they had their kids and they have grown up and they are at an age of about 20, 25, and they are having kids themselves. Those kids,
Yeah, yeah.
those kids are having everything they want because they're a part of the generation where um, their
That they're taken
fathers,
care of easily.
yeah, so their grandparents. and grandmas, they didn't give their dads or moms what they wanted in life. So their dads and moms are giving them
Yeah,
everything that they wanted in life, which
yeah,
I
yeah. I know what you mean.
totally understand, right? They want to give the lives to their kids that they could not have, which is totally fine. But a lot of parents do not realize that in doing so, they are just straight up raising brats because
Yeah,
they are getting everything they want that they did not have. But in doing so, um, when they have everything they want, they
don't
they feel
appreciate other
like,
things.
yeah, they don't appreciate the little things in life. Where
Yeah,
yeah, so if you get give it an example, they get a PlayStation 5 right off the bat on their birthday, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Some other kid might talk about struggling to get one and saving up money, whereas they might
yeah,
like make fun of them for being poor or for not having it already, where they don't realize that their
yeah.
dad and mom, they had to
Yeah,
work their ass off to get that. But
I know. Cause
it's
like
it's a
my
Mhm.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Cause like yeah, cause my grandma, like she she lives well, but she really works hard, and she bought me the computer I'm using right now, and I love her for that, and I feel so grateful. But like you know, I've seen like my cousins, they are like disrespectful. Like some of my cousins, they like don't really appreciate the gifts that my grandma gives
Hmm.
to them, and because the difference between me and my cousins is that they live like really way better, and like they get like they have like a lot of nice things, like, and yeah, like this one time I made a cards for my cousins on the holidays,
Hmm.
and my cousins are like, oh, where's our gifts? And I'm like, oh, I don't have enough money, I'm so sorry, but I have these cards to give you. And then my cousins are like, uh, and like, you know, they just like,
They
and
dismissed it.
later, and then, huh? They
They
dismissed it,
dismissed
yeah.
the card. Yeah.
And no, it hurt the most because the reason why the story hurts the most because right after, like, maybe like hours later, I walk around the house, right? And I see like my card, like two of my cards, like crumbled up, and like another one on the floor, like they just, and like I work so hard on the cards too because I'm really into literature, so I love writing. So I
Hmm.
wrote them like very nice like poems to them, and like it really broke my heart.
Yeah, it's definitely a tricky subject because humans, like I said before, they just get used to whatever is granted to them and or what they hear and or what they experience. And yeah, just
Yeah,
everyone's different in that respect. Like how you wrote a nice poem, you wrote in a card, which was genuinely thought out with your heart. Whereas
thank you.
somebody else, they might be materialistic and they see it as, well, it's not something that costs more than $200, so it's worthless. Where
Yeah,
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 it's just it's hard it's hard to blame somebody, but it's also hard not to blame somebody for liking or disliking
yeah.
something. It just depends on how they were raised, where they came
Mhm.
up from, and their experiences in life thus far meeting you,
Yeah,
which
like I know what you mean. I know what you mean because like in my life, I don't get allowance. I have to work hard for it. You know,
Mhm.
like whether it's like going grocery shopping, taking care of my siblings, like my parents always raised me by saying like I have to earn respect, I have to earn my money by like, you know, doing like doing good things, working hard, and you know, I was always taught that, you know, so that's why, you know, when I'm given something, like I always appreciate it. Like like I like for example, like my grandma, like not my grandma, my aunt, she bought me drawing books, right? I'm really into drawing. And still to this day, I still draw on it. Like she gave me it on my birthday, but like I'm still using it. Like the little things in life, I always appreciate it, you know? Like I
Mhm.
just, cause it warms my heart, you know? I'm just a, like I'm not the perfect person ever. I still have some challenges. Like sometimes I have anger issues that I can't control. That's a problem I have, but I always try to be the best person I can be because I don't want to be a bully. Like I genuinely just like want to be a good person, you know?
I definitely resonate with that. Um, Nobody, going back to what you said about being a perfect person, I believe um, being a perfect person is impossible. And
Nobody's perfect.
it's,
Nobody's
it's,
perfect.
yeah, it's what makes us human. Without
Yeah.
error, without error in life, we would not be human. We would just be a cog in a machine, which is not human.
Yeah.
It's important to make mistakes because we learn from those mistakes. And even if we don't
Yeah.
learn from those mistakes, we can continue to strive to try to learn from those mistakes, which is
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah. Like yeah, like this, like I always like when I see people around me being disrespectful, you know, like I like as like cuz you know, kids my age, even younger, okay, are like doing bad acts, are disrespectful, are just plainly rude and mean, and it breaks my heart because, I just don't see like the value of being mean. Like what's the point? Like what do you get out of being rude to somebody? I know what you said before about like maybe in their life that like bullying like helps them hide the fact that they're insecure or that they get abused at home, something like that. But still, though, I feel like, in my perspective, like bullying still doesn't help the matter because no matter what happens at home, no matter how insecure you feel, no matter how much you bully, like at the end of the day, you're gonna be back home and you're still gonna think to yourself. You're still gonna think bad of yourself. So, what is the point of bullying? Like, I just, and that's why I still, like, but I still care though, even for my bullies, because, you know, we all go through something and it's better to forgive than always hold a grudge, you know?
hmm I, oh my God, I definitely 110% agree. I think when being bullied, it's human nature to hold
Yeah.
resentment against someone and to be like, fuck you. But
Yeah.
it's it's far better to forgive them and to see past what they're doing than to hold resentment and to want to get payback because payback is
Yeah.
just as worse as bullying because you are doing the exact same against somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
just such a
You know?
tricky subject.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I had fun talking about this. Like, this was a good subject to talk about because I feel like people are missing the point about bullying. Like, people joke around about it and say that it is good. And like it's okay like how do I say this? Like there comes to a point in bullying where like and I'm gonna talk about it edgy, like I'm gonna talk about a subject that is a little dark.
Right.
Like 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 bullying, like some people don't understand the ways where bullying can go. Like, you know, you might call like name a person bad things and think that it's not gonna hurt them, but if you really think about it, when they get home, right, after being bullied for so many days, they start to think, I am these things. And once they start thinking that, like all those like mean words,
hmm
and once they think that they are, they might do something that they might regret. Like, is it okay if I say it? Because I don't know if it's a friendly channel.
Like, yeah, doing something violent against others, right?
Yeah. And like people don't know like what the future can hold. So I'm like, I always am like, I always try to be like, cause I'm gonna be honest, I had a friend once. He got bullied, like he got bullied like severely bad, and I felt so bad for him. And
Mhm.
one day, like, I go to class with him, and he's like, and I'm like, hey, you good? And he's like, eh. And I turn to him, and he's looking down, and I ask him, are you sure you're okay? And he's like, no. I'm saying, you want to talk about it? He's like, yeah. We talk about it for a few minutes, and then he says something really dark. He says, I can't take my life anymore. I can't take these kids anymore. I'm going to do something I'm going to regret. And you see, this message, it really bothered me, because I hate seeing people like this. It breaks my heart. Like, right in front of me, I'm seeing a friend I've had for like months breaking down each and every single day. And when I see this, I start to break down. And this is, and it's so, like, and this is just like one of the tips of the iceberg, like, of what bullying could do. And like, this is not just one example. Like, there's so many examples why bullying is bad. And I've been through it. My friends have been through it. Like, I've seen it literally happen before my eyes, and it's just so like cruel. Like, I'm not saying the world will ever be a good world, but we all have common sense, and we all know that bullying is bad. So why do we so like why do we support bullying? Why are we like increasing, like, why are we making it popular? Like how do I explain this? Like, we're like, some people try to make bullying right, and like on the internet, people get made fun of. When somebody sees that, they get influenced by that. Once they are influenced, they start to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of chaos when it comes to bullying, but yeah, I just had to get that off my chest.
I think, man, bullying as a whole, it's I feel like bullying as a whole is a never-ending trough, which unfortunately will probably continue because um it's just something that will always take place. Going back to how parents can affect a child growing up, or say a child is foster cared, um, and
Yeah,
brought up with a
yeah.
different life from loving parents. It's something that's always going to happen, and it's just a
Hmm.
never ending cycle. Not the the world is not perfect. Everyone knows that, and if it was perfect, it would be awful. Um,
I know what you mean.
I think I think it's just in everybody's responsibility to stand up for bullies, stand up against them,
Yeah,
and speak their truth, and just try to help everybody as much as they can to prevent said
yeah.
misfortunes and said unfortunate events
Things.
from occurring. Because at the end of the day, we're just one human being, and we can just do the best in our ability to prevent
Yeah,
anything from happening and helping those around us, friends, family, or be it a random person around us. Because as a person, that is our responsibility and
yeah.
the best thing to do.
I want everybody to know that if you see somebody getting bullied, go help that person. Because if you do not help that person, okay, you're encouraging that bullying behavior to act out of control. And now that the bullying is acting out of the control, the person that's getting bullied, you know, is gonna go through a rough time. And because you didn't help them, they're gonna go even through a rougher time. So don't be shy to help somebody who's getting bullied. You know what I mean? Like, we all need a friend. Because we're all human. We all have emotions, and we all need support. We all do. Because if we, if us humans, right, like, there might be times where, like, we have a friend and they cheer us up. But all those little moments, all those nice little moments that we have, if we had none of that, we would be soulless humans. Like our world would be so worse. Like we all need to show a little love sometimes and help each other up, not bring each other down. That's not like that's not a like good way to be example of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Helping somebody, whether it be so, if you see somebody being bullied and they
Yeah.
walk away, you would be incredibly surprised how much it would affect somebody by just, tapping them on the shoulder and letting them know everything is going to
Yeah.
be okay. If you ever need
Yeah.
somebody to talk to, here's my number, here's my Snapchat, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You would be incredibly surprised how far that goes for somebody. Even just telling them, like, a one sentence, it's gonna be okay, don't listen to them. That goes miles ahead of not
Yeah.
saying anything.
Yeah. I know what you mean. And yeah, I mean bullying is a very big topic to get into.
Hmm.
But it is, it's like yeah, but I'm so happy that we got into this like conversation because I see things happening every day and I want to talk about it, but like every time I do, like to some of my friends, they think I'm being weak, like they think like it's not this serious, but it is serious, and that's the problem with the world today. Like they don't like they think everything is like child's play when it's not. You see, bullying at first might be a little thing. Maybe like kindergarten, someone says, "Oh, you look ugly." Like at first, like it might seem small, but once you get older and older, it starts to get bigger. Like the problem, you start seeing kids fight each other. You start seeing kids, um, talk. But like you start seeing kids like delve into depression. And it's sad to watch. Every single day that passes, somebody, okay, is like every day that passes, like somebody's going deeper and deeper into depression, and nobody's helping them.
E-
And the reason why I gotta say this, because I have gone through it, and I want to express that, and it hurts,
Every
especially when nobody helps you.
everything that started off, everything that is big started off small, and it's important for everybody to know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Liv, your name's Liv, right? Oh,
No, my
Lily,
name's
Lily.
Lily.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry. Lily,
yeah,
it has been great
yeah.
talking to you about the subject of bullying and getting to know
Thank you,
you and your personal life. Um,
thank you.
Lily,
You too.
Lily, is there anything else you want to add on top of this and or ask me and or yourself?
Well, before we end it off, whatever. Yeah, I just want to like give a message out to everybody that you know nobody's perfect. Nobody is. Nobody is the best person on the planet. Nobody is. But there is one thing you somebody can do, and that's not to be a bully. Don't be a bully. No matter what you go through life, do not, okay, use that power on somebody else. Because that's gonna make things worse for you and that person. So, that's what I gotta say. Conclusion, bullying is a world full of hate, chaos, and everything bad. And we don't want that in this world, do we now? Like, yeah. Because everybody's saying, like, everybody, a lot of people say, oh, we don't want bad stuff to happen in the world, but we are encouraging it. And it's sad. It really is. And yeah, yeah.
Lily, it has been great talking to you, and I will
Thank
make
you. You
sure,
too.
and this has been a beautiful message to spread to everyone, and I hope you have a great
Yeah.
night.
But, like, subscribe to Therapy Bacon. He's a good helper. I've enjoyed this talk with you. I had really fun. And yeah, I hope your channel does really good. I'm so proud of you, your channel. I love the editing. I love everything. Like, I think I'm a fan. I'm a fan now. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Appreciate you. You have a beautiful night.
you too. Thank you.